The Art of Living. 6. Prudence, the Charioteer of the Virtues. Called the Charioteer of the Virtues, prudence directs all the other virtues, pointing them to their proper end. Without prudence, one's life might look like a horse and chariot running away without a driver, a lot of energy, speed, and commotion, but not going in the right direction. That's why St. Thomas Aquinas described prudence as the mother of all virtues. No moral virtue can be without prudence, he wrote. Prudence is practical wisdom. It enables us to discern our true good in every circumstance and to choose the right means of achieving it. How well prudence is developed will affect every aspect of our lives. It takes prudence to buy a house and make a good financial investment. It takes prudence to raise children well, advance one's career, or ask a girl on a date. It takes prudence to deal with conflict, develop a business plan, or organize a memorable vacation for the family. Prudence is well-ordered reasons applied to action so that we know not only what to do, but also how and when to do it. It enables us to make good decisions based on the true goal and purpose of life. It is unfortunate that in common English use, the word prudence merely means being cautious. The virtue of prudence is so much more than that. There are times when being careful and playing it safe is prudent, but there are other times when the most prudent thing to do is be bold and take a big risk. Prudence, however, is not in and of itself about caution and risk. It's more about seeing reality correctly and then proceeding in accordance with that vision. The Bible depicts the prudent man as someone who looks where he is going. One famous leadership book describes the idea this way: begin with the end in mind. Prudence is the virtue that allows us to perceive in the midst of the complexities of life what way of acting will most conduce to goodness and to act according to that perception. How we see the world, how we read certain situations, and what we understand to be the main goal for particular circumstances and for life in general greatly influence the decisions we make. The prudent man sees correctly what needs to be done and then acts on that accurate perception. But seeing where we should be going, or beginning with the end in mind, is not easy for modern men and women. Our secular world does not have the patience for a thoughtful consideration of what the purpose of a human life might be. It also sets aside our true destiny, namely God Himself, and rejects the idea that God has revealed to us how we should live. So instead of forming our minds with the right principles to make decisions that bring about what is truly good, we are told from a very young age, think for yourself. Be your own person and do whatever you want in life. Instead of pointing us on the path that leads to virtue and true happiness, the individualistic modern world trains us to follow our emotions and appetites, go our own way, make up our own path to happiness, and even make up our own reality. You be you. Be true to yourself. Be true to your feelings. These are the mottos that reign today. Indeed, being true to one's feelings and desires is modern man's new first principle for decision-making. But think of how damaging this approach is. Remember, due to original sin, our passions and desires are not always ordered properly toward our true God. Because we are fallen, they tend to lead us in 100 different directions we do not want to go. Yet our modern world trains us to look precisely there to find guidance on how to live life and make good decisions. It's not surprising, therefore, that many people growing up with this mindset, even Christians, find the decision-making process very difficult. Which of my many conflicting emotions and desires do I follow? Or end up making decisions based purely on their feelings and not on reason and faith. They make choices without considering the proper goals and weighing correctly the best way to reach it. Having a GPS, after all, is not helpful if we do not know clearly the proper destination. And the same is true in life. We need the virtue of prudence to help us rise above our powerful but often misguided feelings and desires so that we can assess situations accurately according to reason and faith. Only then can we guide our daily choices according to the right principles and properly balance and prioritize the multiple good things we'd like to pursue. Prudence enables us to navigate life well and make good choices based on truth, reason, and our ultimate purpose in life, not our disordered feelings and desires. According to St. Thomas Aquinas, there are 3 key aspects of prudence: counsel, judgment, and decisiveness. If we endeavor to become men and women who habitually see and choose the course of action that will most bring about what is good for our families, our friends and communities, and our own lives, we need each of these 3 sub-virtues. In our next reflection on this virtue, we will focus on the first and most foundational step for prudence: counsel. Reflection questions. What were your impressions of the word prudence before reading this chapter? What are some ways you view prudence differently now? In Scripture, prudence is often associated with wisdom. Read Proverbs 1:20-21. Where does wisdom cry out? What does this tell us about where we need wisdom in life? Is it only for academics in libraries or priests in the temple? A prudent person regularly makes decisions that bring about the most good for others and for themselves. In what ways do you see the current culture making it difficult for people to make good decisions? How might the "be true to your feelings" approach to life lead us to make poor decisions?